As most of you know, I love ephemera. From postcards to paper to scrapbooks to old ledgers. If it is made of paper, has paper in it, I most likely will enjoy it. So I went out to the Allentown Paper Show, where there are table after table after table of paper ephemera, photos, sports cards, you name it, this show had it. And I came home with a bag full of goodies. So let's do an ephemera haul, a paper haul, and see what treasures I found. Unfortunately, I did not record at the paper show. It was just easier to shop being focused, having both hands free, looking through the piles and piles of photographs and paper. And also in the past, there had been some vendors that weren't thrilled with being on camera or their items being on camera. So I thought, you know what, it's just easier. Let me just go there and just do a haul video, which I don't think I do that often. So yes, lots of paper. Some tables were really cheap, $1 for anything on the table, $2 for anything, and others you just wonder to yourself, where did they find this scrapbook, or where did they find this photo album? Because the photos were rare, or the context and what the album was about was just so unique, unbelievable. So you could buy something there for $1. You could buy something there for thousands of dollars. It just depended on your price range and your interest. I started off, there was so much to choose from. Of course, we had to get some World's Fair. Now what's funny is I paid $2 for this. It's Let's Go to the Fair and Futurama. And then at another stand, I saw the same little booklet for $10. And at another stand, I saw it for $15. So like anything else, like at the flea market, like in an antique shop, you kind of have to shop around to see where you can get the best price. This seller had just tables full of items ranging in prices, and I really enjoyed shopping with them. We have a whole bag of the Christian Bible verses and cards. This is an entire Ziploc bag. There's probably at least 100 pieces. This one's from 1924. I did find, I thought Buzz would appreciate this. There were 2 of them. And it's to the same woman in Ohio. Oh, I was so excited just to find them. I didn't even realize where they were sent from. They were sent from Camp Stoneman. And this is a voice letter from a voiceograph recording from your hubby to my darling wife, 1952. So we'll have to break out the record player and listen to these. Speaking of the military, I did pick this up. So this is an identification card from Sioux City, Iowa Army Air Base, and it has his photograph, his fingerprints, everything on there. So I can do a bit of research and hopefully find out what his part was, where he was at, what he did in the war. I love these. These are from Griffith and Boyd High Grade Quality Fertilizer, the little booklets. So a nice little notebook as a piece of advertising. I wish places gave these out today because that would be awesome. I did pick up a few photos. I mean, this place, there were vendors that just had totes of snapshots ranging again from $1 per snapshot to 10, 15, 20, 30, depending on what the snapshot was of. There were some that had the smaller clear totes and everything was categorized. So you had dogs, cats, other animals, military, advertising, shoes. I mean, anything and everything. The sellers at this event, they surely take a lot of time to go through everything and set up everything, because in the world of paper, there were some that just, it's in piles, and others, it is all alphabetized and categorized. We did pick up a few other photos. I, of course, love, oh, his name's on the back. I did not know. I did try and pick up photographs of people that were identified so that I could do a bit more research. So there he is. I love the interior scene. This is a photo postcard of a woman at a piano with her sheet music. And then there was a small little collection of a family that traveled. And so they are photographs of places that they had been. Dressed very elegantly. This is a close-up. They are not identified on the back, though. There was one seller that had at least 20 binders of luggage, labels, tags, and the mailing stickers from hotels, airlines. It was what a collection. And they were all in binders, each in their own little divider, very carefully put in there. I mean, you could spend all day at the show just looking through the luggage tags, the label. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And of course, I had to find some Yellowstone. I did get the vintage Buffalo Bill. This is like a decal. And I found one Yellowstone Park little paper pennant. I do not have that one, so I picked that up for myself. When he asked me, "Oh, what are you looking for?" and I said, "Well, Yellowstone." He's like, "Oh, that's a popular topic." So fortunately, I was able to find that one. I did pick up 5 letters to a Mildred in the 1940s. Now these were taped, so who knows what the letters might even state. I didn't want to undo the tape on the seller to see what the contents were. It's been quite some time since I've heard from you, and it's not your fault. Well, I won't go into that. This is going to be tough writing. As a matter of fact, I've almost forgotten how to write a nice letter, and I really want to, when I'm writing to you, say maybe I shouldn't be writing. You've probably forgotten me, and if you're married, I'll apologize right now. Oh my gosh, we have to save the rest. We have to save the rest. Oh, that first one is juicy. A little collection of time books from the American Window Glass Company from the 1930s. It has the names of the employees, when they worked, so it goes from Saturday to Sunday. It lists their vacation, sick. Can you imagine? I mean, just looking at this and seeing how far we have come for time books. I mean, everything now, I think in most places, not all, but most, is all via computers. Oh, this even goes to 1941. So it's the 30s to the 40s then. But yes, mostly everything is computerized. There's no writing someone's name down anymore in a little book and then putting that book on a shelf when the year is over. Interesting. So, oh wow, I didn't realize this was back here. So this has, they were making, at this point, this was in the 30s, I believe this book was from. Yes, 36. This is their little cheat sheet for their wages. 0.655 cents per hour. So they were almost making 66 cents an hour. Wow. So 40 hours, you would make $26.20. And I'm sure that the work they did was not easy. Go to the paper show and you can find things like this. Of course, I'm sure that many of the people that sell at these shows, they're like myself, that they go to estate sales, they go to auctions, they go to flea markets, they buy from online auctions, and that's how they acquire all of these items. Though they've been doing it for many years. I would feel very out of my league setting up at a show like this. Personally, I want to keep most of this. I want to keep like everything anyway. A lot of especially the historical paper. I don't want to sell it, so I wouldn't set up at a show. But going to these shows just makes you appreciate all the time that goes into finding the ephemera, sourcing it. I mean, I'm sure many of these sellers, they do bulk buyouts. They have connections. They come across someone that has an estate, and the attic is filled with all this paperwork from the American Window Glass Company, and they know someone out there will buy it. And that's how it all gets to the show. So last but not least, I did buy one, I guess you can call it a scrapbook / photo album. And this was only $20, which I was really surprised at because of just how many photos are in here. Inside it's an array. We have Arlington, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. You have more around at DC. You probably can't see it. There's Lincoln. I did take a look, or try to look, in many of the photo albums that I was able to look at there because it was very crowded, but I was trying to find Yellowstone snapshots and I did not. But we do have more of DC. There's even some of Atlantic City. You can see that. You probably can't. Valley Forge, Gettysburg. So these are from, this one says 1936. But then look, there are all sorts of little snapshots. And each page is like that. This one comes out. This is Ralph and Eileen. So a whole album like this filled for $20. I don't think you can go wrong. It's like a Doberman Pinscher and a Cocker Spaniel. I've only ever met one Doberman Pinscher, and it was at an estate sale, and he was just walking around from room to room. I think I spent a lot of time petting the Doberman versus shopping, and that's where I got my concrete Doberman from. But look how cute. This says Male Ward, 1939 Christmas, and then there are photos of nurses. I even think in the beginning there were other photographs of a man in like a chair, and it said my patient. So this woman must have been a nurse. But look at how great that photo is. Wow. But then in the back, there are like a scrapbook. We have about the King and Queen of England. There are more nurse photographs in the back. Oh, geez. Oh, this one's written on the back. I sleep. Hey, I sleep in the rear so you can't see the X. This is a good place to sleep. I see the moon over the apartment house roofs. Every night there is one. Well, the good news is I believe that the person that owned this scrapbook, their name is in the back, and there's a photograph of them. So we might be able to learn more about where they were a nurse or a nurse's aide. And there's a doctor that's named. Oh, this is wonderful. $20. Oh, geez. There's these shards everywhere. You know it's old when you see little crumbles of this paper. I hope you enjoyed my little haul. Again, sorry that I was not able to record there. It was easier to not deal with the camera and I guess just be focused on what I was looking at. But you can be sure that you will see some of these items in future History Behind the Paper videos, and then also when I get Etsy up and running, some of the photographs will be listed on there as well. If you are ever in the Allentown, Pennsylvania area for the paper show, I believe they have a Facebook page, or you can go on the Allentown Fairgrounds Ag Hall website and that'll list everything. They have a think a spring and a fall show. You can always check out their show and just be amazed at all of the paper that one can find, accumulate, and then sell to other paper treasure hunters out there. It really was a great show, and I'm very happy with what I found. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and here's to more paper hunts in the future.